Who is Sadiya Umar Farouq? Who is this woman? Where did she come from? Why Buhari decided to create a brand new ministry for her? Can anybody tell us why? Why will Buhari just make it just come out, just create one ministry for this woman? It's called humanitarian. And what is the purpose of that ministry? Can we confidently say this ministry have fulfilled any of its mission? Can we confidently say so? But before you begin to judge, let's just go into find out who this woman is. Sadiya Umar Farouq, born 5th of November 1974. 1974. She is the current Minister of Humanitarian Affairs, Disaster Management and Social Development. She has so much. Look at that. Humanitarian, Disaster Management and Social Development, appointed by the President Buhari in July 2019. The ministry was created and she is the first minister to head that department. Basically, Farouq is by the age the youngest minister in the current federal cabinet. Farouq is seen to be one of the closest ministers in the current cabinet, and many others refer to her as a sugar minister. Don't forget, the relationship came out there all the time when people say Mr. President want to get married to this woman. And while Aisha Buhari was in London, a lot of people were like, okay, Buhari is getting married to Mrs. Farouq. There was a card out, and it turned out to be a false news. Nobody knows if that was authentic news, whether Buhari actually wanted to get married to that woman anyway. Nobody knows about it. But obviously, it turned up that that wedding was never meant to be, basically. So let me just go ahead and basically describe this woman for you and what she has done and why she came into politics, and the president have to make a brand new ministry for her. So do you now understand now when people are saying that Mr. President was dating this woman? Do you now understand why a lot of people find it to be credible information? Why do you think so? Aisha Buhari has to come from London back to Nigeria. Remember, Aisha Buhari went to London and stayed in London from Hajj to London, and she never returned for almost 2 months. Remember that. Until the information about this Mr. President getting married to this woman become the order of the day. That is when she returned back to Nigeria. She returned back to Nigeria, and then the wedding was never to be, basically. So my question is this: why Mr. President created the ministry for her? Why a brand new ministry for her? Why is she the one that people are saying she's dating Mr. President? Why is this kind of a girlfriend thing that you have to go, okay, which ministry are we going to give to you? We don't know what we can give to you. So we're going to create a brand new one for you, ladies and gentlemen. Here is the Ministry of Disaster and Social Development. Take it from me and begin to loot. That is what it means. According to people, she is the closest president cabinet. She's very close to cabinet until Aisha returned back from London. She was very, very close. I understand she was cooking for Mr. President every evening. She was basically acting as a second wife, basically, until the real wife arrived in the country. Her relationship with the president dates back to Buhari days as the leaders and the presidential candidate of the Defect Congress for Progressive Change, CPC, when Farouq was the national treasurer of the CPC 2011 to 2013. Later, the national treasurer of All Progressive Congress. In December 2019, Farouq was queried by the office of the president for exercising power beyond her official brief by employing more aid than officially approved. Don't forget, this news came out in December 2019, where she has more aid. She has a lot of staff and she just basically packed them. You understand? So, and delaying the monthly Npower payment for the volunteer social intervention program of the federal government, basically. So these women have shown incompetency from day one. This woman have shows incompetency from day one. This woman have shown absolute incompetency from day one. From day one. From day one, ladies and gentlemen. She attended the University of Ahmadu Bello University, Zaria. And currently she's a member, she's a minister of humanitarian disaster management, a ministry that has been said is looting. A lot of people don't believe in what they're doing. People believe that they're just making looting more easy by that ministry. From school feeding to Npower, from Npower to palliative, all of them has been a complete disaster on top of this woman. Who be Sadiya Umar Farouq? BBC Pidgin English once carried out a news about her on the 10th of October 2019. A retrieval of that news basically says Sadiya Ahmed, the new super minister. Basically, the new super minister. The new super minister. He said this one a sharp photo you supposed to Sadiya about the madam. She be the former commissioner of National Commission for Refugee, Migrant and Internally Displaced People, IDP. Madam Sadiya be national treasurer of the All Progressive Party before. So now the news when BBC actually carried out on that woman be that time, because everybody want to know why is this woman so powerful under the president. Who is this woman? That is what people want to know. Who be her? Why she carried this ministry? Did they just create this ministry to come and collect money? Did they just create this ministry to come and collect money? That is something that a lot of people need to ask. Did they just create the ministry to come and embezzle money? Did they just create this ministry to come and embezzle money? Because everything she has done so far has been a complete disgrace. From 1 to Z, everything this woman have done, you have to just accept it that it has been absolutely disaster. And nobody should even try to sugarcoat it at all. She has completely been a disaster, and that is what she is. And the president need to do the needful and remove this woman and replace this woman with somebody. I know the president don't find it easy to fire people. He never did it. Even when the Boko Haram was killing people, the president refused. The woman is a disaster just as her ministry is. Mrs. Farouq is a disaster just as her ministry is. She is a complete disaster. Her utterances, when she answers questions, you are shocked. Basically, she's rude, she's obnoxious. So the question that I want to ask, I'm still asking, and I need an answer. Why the president decided to open this ministry for this woman? Why? Can anybody tell us why? It's very important, because if you know the reason why the president decided to open this ministry for her, let us know. I want to know, because I don't want to be judging her. I don't want to feel like I'm just being hard on her. I want to know what her ministry has done. What has her ministry done? This is something that we need to ask. We need to ask this question. It's very important. What has her ministry done? What have they done? I want to know why. She's not paying her staff. And when you ask her a question, she is very, very obnoxious. She's very, very mean and rude and basically say whatever comes out of her mouth. She disclosed yesterday that she has earlier vowed that all the stipend money will be paid this week. In the statement, Farouq was quoted as saying, "The payment we are made to Npower beneficiary from the batch A and batch B after delaying from the GIFMIS platform were ratified." So she revealed that the payment for the month of May is being processed. Everything about this woman is an issue, is a problem. I don't know why anybody should be taking this lady serious, to be honest with you. I don't know. I don't know why the federal government keep this woman. Maybe she's carrying out a mission. I don't know. The school feeding is a fraud. The palliative is a fraud. The Npower is a fraud. Is a government of fraud. So I am calling on Mr. President to consider this woman and remove her. It's important she's gone. It's important they remove this woman from her position as the minister of this newly created ministry to embezzle, basically. She's not doing anything useful, and I don't see any reason why she should remain where she is. She's not doing anything useful. She's not doing anything useful, ladies and gentlemen. She's not doing anything useful. And the government need to know it's not helping them. So people like this will not even allow me to even see this government in a positive light at all. Why did they open this ministry for her? And that is the question you should be asking yourself. I'll be back in a second.